Hello everyone, a warm welcome to my channel. So in the previous video we have seen that how we can move the traffic, and we add our first lab where we can configure how our LAN network can able to communicate with our WAN side, and I also showed that how firewall work, how to configure interfaces inside the firewall, how to add policies and all of that. So if you haven't watched that video, please have a look so that you will understand that how the basic functionality of firewall works. Okay, so today we start with our topic features visibility. So the feature visibility is basically a topic which helps you out as in with the features, okay, which are already enabled and some of the features which are disabled. Okay, so the disabled one, it's by default disabled from the firewall side. It up to your requirement. Okay, requirement of your organization, okay, you can enable it. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm also going to show you my dashboard, the same dashboard on which we performed the policy in our last videos, to move the traffic, right? So this is the one, right? So I'll show you features visibility. Yeah, so this, so you can see this particular photo which gives you the clarity as in how this looks like. So I'll show you under which option you can find this. Okay, but right now we let's discuss with all the features it has. Okay, so the first one we're going to see is IPv6, okay, which is disabled. So the meaning of IPv6 is that we allow IPv6 addresses, okay, in our Fortinet firewall to accept it. So for example, if your organization supports IPv6, so you can enable it, but this is by default disabled from the firewall side. Okay, the second option is VPN. The VPN is already enabled from the firewall side, like the Fortinet is enabled it by default. So the VPN means that you already aware that VPNs always used for the secure communication. If you have your one employee which is at his home using, or he needs to communicate to your organization, okay, organization network. So so if you want to maintain a secure communication, okay, you need the VPN, right? So the VPN feature is already been enabled, so no need to worry about it. So before that you have to go to the option, and you can enable it if you want it. Okay, the third one is allow unnamed policy. You can see on the below, allow unnamed policy means that, for example, if you create a policy, uh, okay, let's just show you here. For example, if you create a policy, okay, if you create a policy, so sometimes what happened that you didn't give a name. Okay, but I'll advise you that please don't put your policy in unnamed manner. So this has been disabled. If you want to enable it, so for example, this means that every policy should have a name. Okay, means that sometimes what happen, the people keep it as, I'm sorry. Okay, so give name to your policy. Okay, sometimes people will keep it as unnamed, they will keep it as blank. So it could be very difficult if you have any other guy coming in and he needs to push that policy, or so he might be confused. So this has been disabled, but if you want that, if you want to keep it blank, it's up to you, you can enable it. Okay, the next point is certificates. Certificate has been enabled. So what happened in terms of certificate is that the certificate needs to be updated. Okay, so what happen if you have the SSL VPN which needs to be configured in your organization, you have IPsec VPN. We'll take all these topics in our further videos as well. Okay, so all to configure this you need the certificate. Okay, and the certificate needs to be updated. Okay, so if you find any updated certificates and you want to upload it to the Fortinet portal. Okay, if we want to update it to the Fortinet portal, so we can do it. So that's why it's been enabled. Okay, the next one we take it as DNS database. Okay, so what happened? DNS databases. Let's take this as, for example, a DNS. Okay, so for example, you already have your DNS server in your organization. Okay, right? But Fortinet give you one option. Okay, Fortinet give you one option to create a local database. Okay, inside the firewall. Inside the firewall. So this feature will basically help you out when, if for example, if this is your inside any host, let's take this, if he wants to go to internet, so it will first go to Fortinet firewall. For example, if any of the query, if you want to go to www.facebook.com, okay, so he will go to the Fortinet DNS server, which has been created inside the Fortinet for only for the local network. Local network means that your inside organization. I'll also give you a point as in inside organization, okay, which can be used only for the inside organization, or whoever. If you have 200 employees, okay, so your employee can use, can resolve the DNS queries inside the local database of your DNS server, which is created by Fortinet, which is local, right? So this feature is also given by Fortinet, so this has been disabled. Okay, this also gives you one option of DOS policy. Yeah, so you must be aware that what DOS and DDoS attacks are currently going on in the market. So this has been already enabled, so no need to worry about it. Okay. Now the next one is I'll take the next one as there are many features. Okay, we'll open the we'll take the access to the firewall. I'll show you that as well. Let's start with this. So this is the topology on which we performed our last lab. Okay, and I just logged into my FortiGate firewall. Okay, and you'll see here that if you want to go to features visibility, I just went to the system and you'll see here feature visibility. Okay, so under that the first option is advanced routing. So advanced routing is all about allowing all the routing protocols inside the firewall. So if you want to add, if you have any routing protocols using in your network, it is already been enabled by default. IPv6, if you have IPv6 network inside your network, okay, so you can just enable it, so IPv6 will work. Okay, VPN, you already aware that I already discussed, but the VPN, if remote host, right, if it's from other location, if you want to provide secure tunnel communication, the VPN which is enabled. Antivirus, application control, data leak prevention, if you have any of the data which you didn't want to leak it outside your organization, you'll just enable it. DNS filter, so using DNS it must filter the host, okay, to the destination. Email filter, which is disabled, if you want to enable it, it's up to you. So these all feature visibility features you will just check before you want to use it as a policy or in your organization. So I also going to add the document which will help you out with what all features which are necessary for a DNS database. We discussed that the database, the local database which already been created in the FortiGate firewall, so for your inside network, okay, for your private network. So if any of the hosts want to reach to any destination, can check it using the DNS database inside your Fortinet to reach to the destination. So these are all the features which has been okay, and at the just last you want to allow to want to apply, right? Okay, so this is the way feature visibility features comes into picture. Okay, now the next topic we take it as interfaces. Okay, so we already discussed about the interfaces, how interface configured in our last video, but just for the theoretical part I'll just add it now. Okay, so just go to the network and interfaces. Okay, so we last time configured our LAN interface. I'll just click on it and I'll click on edit. Okay, so you'll see here that firstly it will ask for the name. Okay, so we gave the name as LAN network, which is our port 2. Alias uh, is you can name it as the short form, right? That if you want to identify your interface, so you'll give name to it. Okay, the type is physical interface because we are configured under uh, physical interfaces. Now VRF is virtual routing and forwarding. If we have any ID for it, so we'll just give it, but right now we don't have. The role is, you can drop it down, you can see here there are multiple. Okay, so we have LAN, WAN and DMZ, so we'll configure it as LAN. Okay, the manual IP address, you already I'll give you the three options, which is manual, you know that we are providing by ourselves to the firewall. DHCP is, it will take from DHCP. Auto managed by IPAM is all about your domain controller. So if you want your IP address to be given from the Active Directory and all, so you just enable it by this option. Okay, the third thing is IPv6 address mode. So you know I already enabled the IPv6 under feature visibility, otherwise this feature is disabled from here. So let's go to system feature visibility. You'll see here the IPv6 has been enabled. If I want to disable it, apply. Okay, this has been apply now. Okay, now go to networks interface, we go to our LAN network. Okay, we go to edit. You will see here you cannot see IPv6 because we have disabled it. Okay, now the name is port to address, we gave the name. Okay, the secondary IP address is, you know, if you do not want to disturb your firewall, if one goes down the second comes into picture, so you also provide the secondary IP address. This is the administrative access. So what access you want to provide to the management port, so we just allow now ping to this particular IP address to our LAN network. Okay, so the LAN network is this, we allow only ping it. If you want to allow HTTPS, okay, you can allow it. SSH, we can allow it. Okay, so these all are the administrative access feature that only administrator can do it. Okay, receive LLDP is used, we just take these options as default. Okay, so keep it like this. DHCP server, if you want to enable it to take the IP address, we'll enable DHCP server. Okay, so this will show as in, we'll create a DHCP server. Inside it, it will give the IP address as 121.222.121.254. Okay, we'll assign the range as well. We can also exclude it. Okay, so it's all up to us. The default gateway, okay, DNS server IP address, so it will link to the DNS server, right? Lease time. Okay, so this is all the features, but we do not want to enable it. I'll just disable it. The networks. Okay, so under network there is network detection, so the feature has already been enabled. Okay, so the meaning is that if we enable it, means that it will create a database, okay, of the devices which needs to be connected to this interface. Means that if we have it will keep a track of what all devices that are connected to this interface. Okay, so device detection is the advanced feature under FortiGate firewall, which has been enabled by default from the firewall side, so that the users or the administrator can able to see that how many users that are connected to LAN 2 previously as well. Okay, so it will create just the list of table which is called as database. Okay, so this feature has been enabled. Now there is security mode. Okay, so the security mode has been disabled. So the meaning to enable and disable is the captive portal. So basically is the feature of firewall where, for example, if you have any outside network or outside guy coming in your network, he wants to access to your firewall. Okay, so captive portal is a feature inside all the next generation firewall, which allows you to allow any of the other guy to sit inside your network and to access the firewall. Okay, so in short, captive portal is basically a portal, like it will give you one screen like this, okay, which asks for username. Sorry, so it will ask for username, okay, and the password. Okay, so, and there is a sign in button. Once the user use, it's the dashboard is prepared by the Fortinet. Here it will written as Fortinet, and we must provide the username and password, and with the help of sign in, he enters to the organization. Okay, network. So this is the way captive portal works. Okay, we'll see how we can authenticate, how we'll authorize the user to access the captive portal. Okay, in our next videos. Okay, I'll just take a little brief so that you guys can have an idea that how all tabs work inside this. Okay, the traffic shaping. The traffic shaping basically is it allows us to create a bandwidth. For example, if we want to allow that this particular bandwidth we want to set from our inside network, okay, like if it breaches, it will give us the notification that your traffic has been using maximum number of bandwidth, which is not allowed. Okay, so we just provide the number of bandwidth but for the traffic to travel from inside to outside, right? So this is disabled, the feature has been disabled from the firewall side, but we can enable it. So we'll see here that traffic shaping it, we want to create it, we can create it as well. Okay, so you can see here that these all are the bandwidth usage and all. It will give us the profile, so we have to create the profile, okay, if we want to. Otherwise this has been disabled by default. You'll see outbound bandwidth means that we already discussed that if we are from the inside, okay, and if we want to go outside, uh, so it must be the outbound, right? So this has been the bandwidth we can set up to us. Okay, I'll disable both the features now. Miscellaneous is just the comment you want to add. Okay, so the status has been enabled means that this particular interface which has been enabled. Okay, so these are all the configuration. We just press on OK. Okay, so this is what I want to discuss with you about the interfaces. So today we covered the two topics. One is features, visibility, and second is interfaces. Okay.